Have you ever felt a strange fluttering in your chest and wondered if it was something serious or just indigestion? After 65, that seemingly minor sensation could be your body trying to tell you something important about your heart. The truth is, heart problems often develop silently, with subtle warning signs that many people dismiss as normal aging, stress, or simply getting older. But these quiet signals may actually be your body's desperate attempt to alert you that something is wrong before it's too late. Every day, people over 65 experience warning signs from their hearts but brush them aside. "I'll mention it at my next checkup," they think. Or worse, it's probably nothing. But what if these subtle changes are actually early warnings that could save your life if addressed promptly? Cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death for people over 65, and often the first symptom is a catastrophic event that could have been prevented if only the warning signs had been recognized. In this video, we're going to explore 6 critical warning signs that your heart may be in danger, signs that are easy to miss or dismiss, but could make all the difference in protecting your health and extending your life. These aren't just random symptoms, they're specific signals backed by cardiologists that indicate your heart could be struggling. Stay with me until the end, because the last sign is one that almost everyone misinterprets, yet it could be the most important one to recognize before it's too late. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now, let's get started. Sign 1: Unusual fatigue and weakness. One of the earliest and most commonly overlooked signs of heart trouble is unusual fatigue and weakness that seems disproportionate to your activity level. This isn't the normal tiredness you might feel after a busy day, it's an unexplained exhaustion that persists even when you're well rested. Many seniors dismiss this fatigue as just part of getting older, but there's an important distinction. Normal aging may slow you down a bit, but it shouldn't leave you feeling completely depleted after minor activities. When your heart isn't pumping efficiently, it struggles to deliver oxygen-rich blood to your muscles and organs. Your body compensates by redirecting blood flow to essential organs, leaving your muscles with less oxygen and creating that overwhelming sense of weakness. Take Margaret, for example. At 72, she noticed she was becoming unusually tired after routine activities like grocery shopping or light gardening, things she'd done easily for years. She blamed it on age and the hot weather, but eventually, the fatigue became so pronounced that even walking from her bedroom to the kitchen left her needing to sit down and catch her breath. When she finally mentioned this to her doctor, tests revealed significant blockages in her coronary arteries. Her heart had been working overtime just to maintain basic functions, causing the extreme fatigue she'd been dismissing for months. What makes this symptom particularly deceptive is that it often develops gradually, making it easy to adapt to increasingly limited energy levels without realizing it's happening. Many seniors find themselves unconsciously reducing their activities to accommodate their decreasing stamina, telling themselves, "I just don't enjoy walking like I used to," or "I'm just taking it easy today," when in reality, their heart is struggling and sending clear warning signals. If you've noticed a significant decrease in your energy levels, especially if normal activities now leave you unusually tired or if you need more recovery time than before, don't dismiss it as simply aging. This could be your heart telling you it's working harder than it should have to, and it's a warning sign worth discussing with your doctor before it progresses further. Sign 2: Shortness of breath during routine activities. If you find yourself suddenly breathless during activities that never troubled you before, your heart might be sending you an urgent message. Shortness of breath, especially when it occurs during routine activities like climbing a short flight of stairs, carrying light groceries, or even while getting dressed, is one of the most telling signs of heart trouble that people over 65 frequently dismiss. This isn't about being out of shape or aging, it's about your heart's diminishing ability to pump efficiently. When your heart isn't working properly, blood can back up in the pulmonary veins, which carry blood from your lungs to your heart. This backup causes fluid to leak into your lungs, reducing their capacity to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. The result? You feel breathless, even during minimal exertion. Consider Robert, who at 68 found himself pausing to catch his breath halfway up the stairs to his bedroom, something that had never been an issue before. At first, he laughed it off, telling his wife he just needed to get back in shape. For weeks, he found excuses. The weather was too humid, he wasn't sleeping well, maybe he needed new vitamins. By the time he mentioned it to his doctor, what could have been managed with medication initially had progressed significantly. He required an emergency stent procedure for a critically narrowed artery that had been slowly closing for months while he ignored his symptoms. What makes this sign particularly dangerous is that many people compensate for it without even realizing it. They take the elevator instead of stairs, park closer to store entrances, or simply reduce their activities altogether, all while telling themselves they're just taking it easy or being smart about their energy. In reality, they're adapting to a serious cardiac warning sign rather than addressing it. The key distinction here is change. Everyone has different fitness levels, but a noticeable increase in breathlessness compared to your own normal pattern isn't something to ignore. If you find yourself unable to complete activities that were easy for you just months ago, or if you need to stop and catch your breath during routine tasks, this isn't just aging. It's your body urgently trying to tell you something about your heart's condition. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's move forward. Sign 3. Swelling in your ankles, feet, and legs. Have you noticed your shoes feeling tighter at the end of the day, or strange indentations in your skin after removing your socks? This swelling, called edema, is often dismissed as a normal part of aging or blamed on hot weather, but it can actually be a critical sign that your heart isn't pumping efficiently enough to keep fluid moving through your body. When your heart weakens, it struggles to maintain proper blood flow, causing pressure to increase in your veins. This increased pressure pushes fluid out of your blood vessels and into surrounding tissues, resulting in visible swelling that typically starts in your feet and ankles before potentially moving up to your legs. What makes this symptom particularly concerning is that it often develops so gradually that many seniors don't notice it until it's significantly advanced. Take Elizabeth, who at 73 had been buying progressively whiter shoes over the course of a year, assuming her feet were simply spreading with age as she'd heard could happen. She didn't realize anything was wrong until her daughter visited and noticed that Elizabeth couldn't even see her ankle bones anymore due to the swelling. A trip to the doctor revealed she was experiencing heart failure. Her heart had been gradually weakening for months, causing fluid retention that she had rationalized away. One simple way to check for this kind of swelling is the press test. Press your finger firmly against your ankle or shin for a few seconds, then remove it. If you leave a dent that slowly fills back in, that's a sign of excess fluid accumulation that shouldn't be ignored. This test is particularly important to do in the evening, when swelling is typically most pronounced after a day of activity. What makes this warning sign so deceptive is that it's rarely painful in its early stages, making it easy to overlook or attribute to other causes. Many seniors assume it's just arthritis, aging joints, or water retention from medication. Some even simply buy larger shoes or looser socks to accommodate the swelling without ever questioning why it's happening. But heart-related swelling typically worsens over time and is often worse in the evening, while improving overnight as your body redistributes fluid while you're lying down. If you've noticed persistent or worsening swelling in your feet, ankles, or legs, particularly if it's accompanied by other symptoms we've discussed, don't wait to mention it to your doctor. This visible change in your body could be a visible manifestation of invisible changes happening in your heart. Sign 4. Irregular or rapid heartbeat episodes. Have you ever felt your heart suddenly race, skip beats, or flutter for no apparent reason? These episodes of irregular heartbeat, what doctors call arrhythmias, become more common after 65 and are often dismissed as anxiety or stress. But they can actually be important warning signs of underlying heart problems that shouldn't be ignored. As we age, the electrical system of the heart naturally undergoes changes, but persistent or recurring episodes of palpitations might indicate something more serious than normal aging. When your heart rhythm becomes irregular, it can significantly reduce the heart's pumping efficiency, potentially leading to blood clots, stroke, or heart failure if left unaddressed. Consider James, who at 67 occasionally felt what he described as his heart doing gymnastics in his chest for a few minutes at a time. He'd wait for it to pass, telling himself it was probably just stress from watching the news or having that extra cup of coffee. The episodes became more frequent over several months, but it wasn't until he nearly fainted during one particularly intense episode that he finally mentioned it to his doctor. Testing revealed atrial fibrillation, a serious heart rhythm disorder that had been developing for months and had significantly increased his stroke risk all the while he'd been dismissing it. What makes irregular heartbeat episodes particularly dangerous is that they often come and go, making it easy to convince yourself they're not serious, especially if they resolve on their own. Many seniors rationalize these episodes, blaming them on caffeine, stress, or simply getting older. But these temporary rhythm disturbances can be warning signs of developing heart problems or indications that your heart is already struggling in ways that will eventually become more serious. A key point to remember: heart palpitations that are new, worsening, or accompanied by other symptoms should never be dismissed. While a fluttering sensation or occasional skipped beat can happen to anyone, episodes that occur more frequently, last longer, or come with symptoms like dizziness, shortness of breath, or chest discomfort are your body's way of alerting you to a potentially serious problem. If you experience these irregular heartbeat episodes, try to note when they occur, how long they last, and what you're doing when they happen. This information can be invaluable to your doctor in determining whether they're related to a heart condition that needs attention. And remember, monitoring your heart rhythm has become easier than ever with modern technology, including smartwatches and home monitors that can capture these episodes when they happen. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Sign 5: Sleep difficulties and nighttime breathing problems. Do you wake up feeling as tired as when you went to bed? Or does your partner complain about your loud snoring or mention that you seem to gasp or stop breathing momentarily during sleep? These nighttime issues might seem like simple sleep problems, but for people over 65, they can actually be warning signs of heart trouble that most people completely miss. Sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, affects many seniors and has a direct connection to heart health. When breathing pauses, oxygen levels in your blood drop, putting stress on your heart and potentially raising your blood pressure. Over time, this nightly strain can weaken your heart and increase your risk of serious cardiovascular problems. Take Walter, a 70-year-old who had been a loud snorer for years. His wife often mentioned that his snoring would sometimes stop abruptly, followed by a concerning silence before he'd gasp and resume breathing. Walter dismissed it as just an annoying habit, even joking about it at family gatherings. He didn't realize these episodes were severely stressing his heart until he developed atrial fibrillation that his cardiologist directly linked to his undiagnosed sleep apnea. The nightly oxygen deprivation had been damaging his heart for years while he simply thought he was just a bad sleeper. But sleep apnea isn't the only nighttime signal of heart trouble. Many people with heart failure experience a distinctive pattern of sleep disturbance. They fall asleep without difficulty but wake up 1 to 2 hours later feeling anxious and short of breath. This happens because when they lie down, fluid that accumulated in their legs during the day redistributes throughout their body, including into their lungs. This subtle fluid shift can make breathing more difficult and interrupt sleep, a warning sign that the heart isn't managing fluid properly. What makes these nighttime symptoms particularly deceptive is that you may not remember them clearly in the morning, or you might attribute your poor sleep to other factors like stress, an uncomfortable mattress, or just getting older. Many seniors accept deteriorating sleep quality as inevitable with age, not realizing it could be their heart sending distress signals. If you're experiencing restless sleep, unexplained nighttime awakenings, or if a partner has mentioned unusual breathing patterns while you sleep, don't dismiss these as merely annoying sleep problems. They could be important clues about your heart's condition that deserve medical attention. Simple sleep studies can now be done in the comfort of your own home, making it easier than ever to determine whether your sleep issues are related to your heart health. Sign 6: Unexplained dizziness or confusion. Our final heart danger sign, and perhaps the most frequently misinterpreted, is unexplained dizziness or sudden confusion. After 65, many people automatically attribute momentary confusion, brain fog, or dizzy spells to senior moments or normal aging. But these cognitive changes can actually be significant warning signs that your heart isn't delivering enough oxygen-rich blood to your brain. When your heart isn't pumping efficiently, blood flow to the brain can become compromised. Even small reductions in cerebral blood flow can cause noticeable cognitive effects, momentary confusion, difficulty focusing, unexpected forgetfulness, or a feeling of lightheadedness. These episodes might be brief and seem trivial, but they could indicate that your heart is struggling to maintain adequate circulation, particularly during position changes or periods of even mild exertion. Consider Ruth, who at 76 occasionally found herself feeling momentarily disoriented when standing up from her chair or suddenly unable to recall a familiar word mid-conversation. She joked to her children about her aging brain and didn't think much of these episodes until one day she experienced severe dizziness while getting out of bed and fell, breaking her hip. During her hospitalization, doctors discovered significant cardiac issues that had been reducing blood flow to her brain during position changes. What she had dismissed as normal aging had actually been her heart sending warning signals for months. What makes this sign particularly dangerous is that it's so easy to attribute to other causes, especially given society's tendency to expect cognitive decline with age. Many seniors worry about dementia and quickly assume any mental lapses must be related to brain health rather than heart function. Family members often reinforce this, gently teasing about senior moments without realizing these episodes might have a serious cardiovascular cause that could be addressed. The key distinction to watch for is a pattern of new or worsening episodes, particularly if they coincide with physical activity or position changes like standing up. While occasional forgetfulness happens to everyone, sudden confusion, persistent brain fog, or dizziness that occurs in specific situations deserve medical attention. These symptoms can sometimes be early warning signs of an impending stroke or evidence of chronic insufficient blood flow to the brain due to heart problems. If you or a loved one has experienced unexplained confusion, disorientation, or dizziness, even if it resolves quickly, don't simply write it off as age-related mental changes. Your heart and brain are intimately connected, and these cognitive symptoms could be important clues about your cardiovascular health that shouldn't be ignored. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. As we've explored these 6 critical warning signs, unusual fatigue, shortness of breath during routine activities, swelling in your extremities, irregular heartbeat episodes, sleep difficulties, and unexplained dizziness or confusion, one theme becomes clear: your body tries to warn you long before a crisis occurs. But these warnings only help if you recognize them for what they are and take action. What makes these signs so dangerous isn't their immediate severity, it's how easy they are to rationalize away. It's human nature to explain away changes, to adapt to new limitations without questioning them, to tell ourselves it's just age or I'm just tired today. But this tendency to normalize warning signs can allow serious heart problems to progress unnoticed until they reach a critical stage. Remember that heart disease rarely appears suddenly, it develops gradually, often over years, giving us multiple opportunities to intervene if we're paying attention. The key is to notice changes from your own normal patterns. Everyone ages differently, but significant changes in your personal capacity, energy levels, or comfort deserve attention, regardless of your age. If you recognized one or more of these warning signs in yourself or someone you care about, don't panic, but don't ignore them either. Make an appointment to discuss your concerns with your doctor. Simple tests can often determine whether these symptoms are related to heart issues or have other causes. And if heart problems are identified, there are more treatment options available today than ever before. Your heart works tirelessly for you every moment of every day. Learning to listen when it's trying to tell you something isn't just good health sense, it could be the difference between living fully for many more years or facing a preventable crisis. After 65, staying vigilant about these subtle warning signs becomes one of the most important things you can do for your long-term health and independence. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.